Hey gang, it's the first full moon of 2023. And so tonight is really a night that I feel so energized. The last, I don't know, couple weeks I was just totally exhausted, I guess because of what happened to my mother. And today is a beautiful day that we decided to go to visit my dad and my ancestors, and we call it in Japanese Ohaka Mairi. And so it was a great way to do it, but most of all, just watching her smile and laugh. And you know, it really makes you understand the true meaning of unconditional love and healing. And really 2023 is a time to understand really the inner architecture of your inside out, and figuring out this love spirit that you know it's not about all these things that they show on social media and the news and movie about loves is all about sex and this and that. It's not about that. It's about diving deep into the pureness of love, like something like what our dogs gives us, the unconditional love. And so this full moon really focus on finding that space within yourself and feeling this breath of fresh air of the new love, the new world, the new beginning. 2023, when you add those numbers up, is really 7. And to me, it really resonates on who I am and what I am, which is Nanae, means forever 7. And so this year really falls upon this beginning of the 12-year cycle, as we say. And the 12-year cycle, when you look back what happened, and I think you will get to see and examine what really came about in the last 12 years. And so it's really the pinnacle point where you really start to develop yourself into what you really want to do. And it really comes down to in 2020, now we can finally say in the last 3 years, we really took the time to find where we at. 5 years ago when I went to Japan and I was celebrating my birthday with my girlfriends and going to Korea, going to the Japanese onsen and really having a wonderful time. And then I got struck by my sensei, after talking to him, he gave me the insight and what to see 5 years ago and how to prepare, and that's so important because this full moon really is a time to let go of things. Let go of things that no longer serves you. Let go of things that really, I have a lot of junks, a lot of crap in my house that I don't even know why I have them, but I'm just holding on. One of those people who holds on to all these memories and holds on to these certain things, and it's great, but then it's really getting to a point after 3 years, it's time to just say goodbye. And that's what it is. It's really finding things that no longer serves you, finding things that really brings you into a new circle of life. And that's what 2023 is, because we went through the whole entire duration of finding who really is there for you for the right reason, whether they're going to judge you, whether you took the shot or not took the shot. There's a lot of things that happened during COVID, and we learned and we grew, and now we already start to sprout out from the seed, the 3rd year. And so with that, don't forget to take out your crystals tonight and you know, it's really time to open up the portal of really whenever you want to start 2023. Some people start, like I said in my last video, in January, in February, in March. But during these first 3 months, it's really time to plant the seed and grounding yourself to find out what you really want to do. I mean, seriously, I took off myself for the last, I don't know how many days, but I just took off. And because I deserve it. No matter what it is, I deserve to take off. And that's where I love what I created around me, where I can feel very happy to go into the next journey. You know, there's a lot of things that's going on in this world, that there's going to be a huge amount of chaos that I mentioned last year. And it's literally happening. And, you know, just so happened, you know, many people, they're very well-known, good people, like here in Hawaii, Danny Kalikini passed away. I just saw, you know, Uncle China Uemura just passed away as well, too, you know. These are like legends out here in the islands. And we also have so many other people throughout the world that is passing away, which I mentioned. And it's okay, because, you know, they're going to a better place. They're going to another world to really seek another life. And if people think negatively about things like that, you know, maybe we should start to really think much more openly. And that's where 2023 is. So before I dive deep into what 2023 is going to be, I just want to kind of clear out the air and give it some sound for tonight. And so, wow, what a beautiful sound of energy, of vibration, and the frequency of really clearing out the air. And that's what really, life is really about, the frequency, the energy, and the vibration that we can sense and we can feel. And so, really, I brought today a lot of notes that I took in, because the full moon for today is January the 6th, which is 1 plus 6 is 7, and 2023 is 7, which is 7-7. And just so happened my middle name is Nanaye 77 Emus, and so that's how I get this great vibration today. But really, today is really about finding about where your conscious level is in 2023, because the power of humanity, it's really going to spark in a lot of changes this year. And really, like I mentioned, it's really about figuring out and how we can create out of love, out of passion about what we really truly enjoy in life. I mean, it's like if we're so conscious about what XYZ is thinking, or, you know, what our neighbors thinking, what our friends are thinking, you know, our family's thinking, and you're not doing your potential power of lifting up your spirit, is where this is what the next 3 months is going to really bring in the superpower house of creativity and knowledge into us. And so really start to go forward and bringing out this gift and talent. I mean, I was just talking to my mom, which today was such a great lunch and a great day that I felt, you know, really happy and content when I came home. And just seeing that everything is going to be so great, and just watching her and, you know, really soaking everything in, and how much she loved my dad, even though she complained. And, you know, it's like how it is, right? And so these are kind of things that we really should think back and treasure, because the outer world, there's so much fast changes. I mean, like I mentioned, I'm not going to keep on repeating myself. You should go and see my back YouTube videos where I'm saying that government is going to go chaos. And it is. I mean, it's crazy. They want to fight over there. They're like ready to beef and everything. It's crazy. So, you know, the thing is that there's really the control and power, especially for narcissistic people. When you don't give them much attention or much power anymore, they start to lose it. Like, seriously. And so, you know, that's when it's so important, because you got to figure these kind of people during lockdown, nobody really pay attention or give them a hoot about it. So last year, it was really like too much. 2021, 2022. It's too much. And so now it's time to like really separate all of that things that, like I said, no longer serves you, because it's really a place where you got to really figure out the momentum that you want to work in. Don't give out your energy to all these things and people that really doesn't really gives you much energy. I always say 3 seconds, 3 minutes. Within 3 seconds, you will know if this person is interested in the pamphlet you're giving out, the information you're giving out. And that 3 minute is, if they're staying there for more than 3 minutes, that's when they're going to go there with you for your journey. If not, in that 3 minutes, they're going to start to argue or question or do certain things that you know that no matter whether it's, you know, $3,000 or whether it's $50 or $25 or even $5, they're not going to go there and support you. And that is how it is. It's reality. So what I'm saying is, don't keep on wasting your time, your energy, trying to convince somebody or change somebody if their mindset and the way they think is very negative. Negative Nancy. We went through that the whole entire where Karen knew everything, Nancy was just negative, and then you have, you know, Sarah that's keep on, you know, doing some other things of calling people out and this and that, whether it's Sarah or John or whatever the next person's name is. And so, you know, really not to focus on those kind of things, because you really want to focus more on real good pure love, because really good pure love is really going to be what's going to happen, because there's going to be people of like-minded people that's going to start to come together. A lot of people that just doesn't get it or just never get it. I don't know. It's not really something I think about, because this is what separates you to many different people, because separation started already, and that's not something that It's going to end. And when it comes down to relationship really is going to be a beginning of new relationship, saying goodbye to the old relationship, or just really not paying much attention to it because it doesn't serve you. Because jealousy is really a forefront on when it comes to relationship this year. Okay, so you really got to be careful, because there is people that could be mean, who could be really evil, who has just really nothing else to say. It's a tense control energy. And that's the kind of things that is going to start to boil up. And I mean, right now I feel free from all of that, because I learned how to don't let it bother me anymore. You know, these kind of things are so important, because it's going to make you see, and there's going to be a lot from the outer world, because there's going to be a lot of people who choose the freedom of really choosing their choice of lifestyle. I mean, I was just telling my mom on what I think, because, you know, hey, I am just so blessed and so lucky to continue what I love to do, you know? And so this is the kind of things that really is going to be where you're going to focus on what you really love to do, and do it with really low cost, low maintenance. It's not like you don't have money or have money or whatever. It doesn't matter, straight across the board, because finance and things of that nature is really going to change in the stock market. The currency changes and all these things is going to be, you know, Bitcoins and all these other stuff. Stock market is really going to be a lot of huge hand changes, big money and things like that. And so these are really going to be a rumble and tumble in many sense, whether it's real estate or, like I said, the stock market and things like that. And so really focus on what you can do within your community. Community. I just wrote a 5-page thing over the Christmas holidays and sent it over. And it's really about community outreach, and it's really about being in touch with people of the same mindsets, people that are really enjoying where they are at. Some people took early retirement, some people changed jobs, and some people are just stuck on what they are and just be mean and evil and whatever. I don't know. I'm not there, so that's where it is. But then there is going to be, you know, start working with the community, and that's what I've been starting to do, is working together and creating new things that's going to happen, you know. And so really it's going to be a lot of demand that's going to start to happen in the outer world. So that's where you need to anchor down your own self, your own control, and really find it, because there's a lot of demand that's going to start to swivel around from now to March to May. And so really, when I say there's going to be, it's not only what you see in the surface here in Hawaii or see in the surface here in the United States. I'm talking about worldwide, because the human rights things are really start to activate, whether they're in Brazil, Germany, China, you know, the protests of being the lockdown, the Netherlands, and, you know, a lot of these things worldwide that people don't show on the news or social media as much and things like that. These are the things that really is really happening, you know, because of where we are and the changes of the 7th. The 7th is really powerful for when it comes to independence and that kind of energy. And so really when it's going to be like a war-like feeling, meaning that a war-like feeling is when people are the ones that doing it peaceful, no military guns or weapons and unnecessary things. The people is marching, the people are talking and chanting and sharing their visions, their mindset. And so these kind of things are, like I mentioned, is happening around the world. And so these kind of peaceful warness is going to go into, because they're looking for really the war, and how we're going to control it comes down to how we're going to see it as a sovereignty of how we're going to really show the rights of us being human. It has nothing to do with the right or the left or and that's where the power struggle is happening, with the craziness happening here in the United States. And so these are the kind of chaos that's going to happen not only here in the United States, but happening worldwide. So it's really the choice of your individuality that's going to really be focused, because when it comes down to really 2023 is a year of human rights, whether it's the freedom, whether it's the justice, whether it's really the higher mindset. And when I say a higher mindset, there's some people that's really talking about another world, and some people are into extra terrestrial things, and whether what is right and what is wrong, who is there isn't anything that people should label. It's really about the true shift that's gonna start to happen. And when you say that it's really going to start to happen, is because the change of frequency, the change of the habits, because just so happen, like I said, there's going to be like 7 full moons, and the number 7, and the shift that's going to start to happen is, whether you like it, is the scientific side of it or the mystical side of it. There is a shift that's going to start to happen in 2025. And so, like I said, this year is a strong 7-7. My name is, I love it because it's 7-7 E-Muse, and it's really, I can feel it, and that's when you look back 12 years ago, what was your growth period? What is things that you have gone through? It was probably one of those, bad time that happened 12 years ago. But it's really a place where you take ownership and you feel the empowerment of how far you came. Literally, please, people, don't think bad, don't think negative, don't think I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Who cares? It is what it is. And so this is where you need to choose, even though you feel you're not like a leader in the outside world, guess what? That's going to start to change and start take leadership of your life, because this is a year that really focus on the integrity and the principle of your action, of your desire, of what you want to be. Who cares what XYZ is saying about this, or it's just rumors, and rumors will always be rumors. People will always talk, people will always say this, but if you're there for the right reason and you know what you need to do, everything else is just a smile, and be grateful, and really focus on the integrity of your lifestyle, your principle. And so these are the things that really is going to start to take place within yourself. Start building that new love of having that inside of you, because it's like, when you make, a batch of cookies or banana bread, or you baking some kind of great souffle, or, cooking spaghetti or grilling a steak. These kind of things have special ingredients, and these are the ingredients that you want to put into your life. Put it into the bowl and start to stir up that part of your life, and that will start to really navigate. There was a talk about today, they talked about how, and I gotta go watch that movie, and I haven't seen that movie for so long, like Indiana Jones, right? And so he can't go back. You can't go back. Just like you throw in the ingredients, yeah, you can spoon it out and take it out, but is it going to taste the same as the way it is? You know, but in life, it's really about going forward and not thinking about going backwards. Ways you can go backwards is like what I'm doing. I'm like, oh my God, I should do this, I should do that, and bring it back to where it makes you happy. What makes other people happy? You know? And so these are really when you go, and when you start going, you just really completely trust. You know, I hate to use the word, and some people don't like to listen to that word, but trust the process, because trusting the process is like you're going over the bridge and how things might collapse and might not, but you just trusting that it will take you to your next journey to appear where you're just trusting the invisible, right? We trust the invisible of getting the shot. We trust the invisible of not getting a shot. We trust what we felt within ourselves, what was right and what is wrong and what is happening now. So these are the things, because we are going to be the pioneer of, and the builder and the foundation to what it is today. You know, you think back how, for me, is about Hawaii, how my ancestor jumped on the boat, literally came to Hawaii, worked in a plantation field, and literally created their dream, you know, out in Waikiki, the Niotani Kaimana Beach Hotel. Well, it was before the Hotel Kaimana Beach. But now look what it is, you know. And so there is some kind of a foundation. And this year, if you have already started to develop that plan, that foundation, keep on pouring, because that's only going to grow itself, because that's the natural way of it to flow. Because natural plus the natural of yourself and the nature of what's surrounding you will start to identify the real love and passion what you have, and what is your ikigai, or your purpose. Because your emotional side is going to start to be happy and content. And most of all, you feel that coziness, or that warm, fuzzy warmth within yourself. And so really, this year is finding and discovering the healthy technique by easily, thank you, meditating, and really surrounding yourself with the natural elements, whether it's the garden, whether it's the water, whether it's the sweat, believe it or not, and the soil, because really it's the control and the power that you feel. And imagine just putting it in a little box and stir it all up, and really finding what it is. You know, finding what you want to do. And that's why when I meditate, when I feel that breath, my first exercise getting into Bikram yoga is that breath. And watching that breath, feeling that breath within my whole entire body, mind, and soul. Because we can't just live life thinking that life, we're just going. You need to manifest things that's within your inner architecture, your mind, your muscles, your ligaments, your nerves, and all these important things that is so dear to you. Because that's where you're going to start to really release. And when you release, you're going to really forget about all that little unnecessary things in life. You know, you worry about certain things, and it's great, but then at the end of the day, to get to your highest good mood, you know, you want it to be natural. You want it to be a really good feel of light, that inner light, that light that's within us is the true light. And so really anchor yourself down and really feel that center, that light, that balance, because the outer world, like I said, is crazy. I mean, it is. And so put yourself in that frequency that will match you. I love what I curated out here at Coco Jour, my own Coco Jour sanctuary and spa, where I can do things that I love to do. And I've been so blessed to have really a pop-up once again at Nordstrom, the second Friday of the week, as well as the fourth Friday of the month. Did I say second week? Well, anyways, it's the second Friday of the month and the fourth Saturday of the month at Nordstrom, first floor, ground level. I'll be out there, and you know, I'm so excited. I just started to be very creative and working things together to bring back some of Coco Jour's dog emporium and spa out there. And you know, we're gonna have fun this year. So really transition yourself, your power, your life, your happiness, and most of all, your smile, to really understand the quality of what you want to bring in. Really match that frequency. Really search on finding and fine-tuning yourself. So, you know, whether your body, mind, and soul is going to go through a lot in the outer world. And please be careful, because like I mentioned last year, how Mother Nature is going to erupt. Kilauea a couple days ago start to erupt again. Like I mentioned, you know, things are really going to a different direction. And people, a lot of famous people, a lot of people that serve their purpose is going to pass away, unfortunately. But fortunately, they're at peace, and that we need to really go forward and work with the community. And it's not about this ego trip. That's so yesterday, you know, really. It should have been swept out back in 2018, 2017 about that, but it just got greedier and stronger. And unfortunately, you know, that's how it is. And so one thing I want to talk about before I close out is why I do this during the full moon and the new moon. Our body is literally made out of 70% plus of water. It doesn't matter. And when you look out at the ocean, okay, during a full moon, the ocean rises up. And so why does it rise up? Is because of the moon and the frequency close to the ocean, close to water, what we are made of, will rise as well too. And so if you're looking at a very spiritual side of it, this is the best time to use and utilize this tool of nature. Because if nature is using it during the full moon and new moon and taking out your crystal, you know that there is a systematic way that, you know, Nikola Tesla 369, if you know anything about that, it really's been proven. And so the rise of your frequency should really work during this time of full moon and new moon. And so I'm going to be closing out this full moon with really a thought of giving everyone a much deeper clarity of what's happening in 2023. Everybody talked about really a new world is really about how you want to set your pace, how you want to surround yourself with what kind of frequency. And today's a great day to get rid of things that no longer serve you and just wish them well. So you take care. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And most of all, I'll see you out there at Nordstrom. And if you can't make it to Nordstrom, check us out at our website at Coco Jor channel. That's our main channel, which we have updated blog as well as our events calendar, where we're going to have some seminars and webinars that you guys can join for dogs as well as human self-improvement. We all need it because welcome to 2023. You take care, and most of all, I'm so grateful and thankful. And don't forget to click on the like button, and I'll see you on our next journey as we go forward for 2023. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for our next new moon. Oh, coming up in the next 2 weeks, but today is full moon for the next 3 days. Don't forget to take out your crystals and check us out. Aloha!